Namaste Goddess. I've got 6 meditation spaces that I have curated, and I don't just flash images in front of you. I actually go through each image and just point out what are some cute design ideas and why you may choose to have them. And I've chosen all different types of spaces. They're also accessible. So there's nothing in this video that's going to be like super extravagant. Some might be good for a basement room. Some might be good for a corner of your bedroom for a meditation space or a meditation corner. Okay, so just really accessible. So if you like one of the items in there and you want to see stuff of, like I said, a similar vibe that I chose to create that same ambiance, then head on over to Amazon. The links will be below. Because Goddess, we need a space where we can meditate maybe for the new year. As I'm making this, you've come up with a resolution or an intention to meditate. And so you do need a discrete space for that purpose in order to make it happen. So I hope this is helpful. Let me know what idea you're going to pull to create your meditation space. I also want to thank my patrons over on Patreon. They're the ones who really are supporting this YouTube channel, and they get perks. I really appreciate you. So I chose our first image because it is perfect if you're in an urban environment. And it really shows how minimal the decor is that can be needed. So, especially if you have beautiful floors, this picture can be an inspiration. You could get a artificial little throw rug, or if you'd like a, something natural, wool or sheepskin, and then some pillows just to set a mood. And even having 2 pillows gives you the right height when you're sitting cross-legged. I love also that it's right by the window. And if it's too bright, you can always just have that gauzy curtain is really nice to screen out the light. Because when you are meditating, you do want the light to be a little bit subtle, not too bright, not too glaring. But again, I like this because it just shows just super basic in terms of setting a mood, so that you can relax and have some peace in a very sort of minimal setting. Again, I will have links to related items on Amazon for this. I feel like this is a very simple room. I got this image and I know that it's a tropical environment. So this could be in a guest room, and what I like about this setup for a meditation space is you don't have to be sitting on the floor, right? You can just have your cushions. They've converted into like a daybed. I love the Buddha statue on the ground, and then if you want to have the little altar on the side table, you can either have things underneath in a basket so they're not necessarily visible all the time. So I like that idea that you can sort of break down the meditation space and put things away, but that it's very handy. It can be right in your living room. What's also nice about this is the wall color is very serene and it has a very casual vibe. Again, this could even be in a little guest room. All right, let's go on to the next image. I chose the next image because it shows that you can have a meditation space in a living area, in a nook, a little overlook space where you might just put a table or just have a lot of clutter build up. Instead, get a flat cushion and some wall art is suitable, and that is to your taste. So I also love the candle on the floor. So a big pillar candle can be right there. And again, it's very compact. It's out of the way, but you can sort of move it in front of you, the candle, if you need to. If you also like that the image is behind you, I personally like to have the image in front of me, but I think this is a great space for those of you who have a home or an apartment where there is just space that is unused that you really could turn into something really beautiful. It also would make a wonderful reading nook as well, so I really like that. In this next image, I love the three-dimensional sculpture on the wall, so it shows like a wall sculpture. And I like the tropical vibe as well. Plants are super important for your meditation space. I really recommend having real plants, living plants. And this is just a little bit different because the color is a lot brighter. So I could envision this being part of a meditation space if you like live in Florida or Arizona and just have that light streaming in, and you want this vibe and this aesthetic. So very nice one here. And again, I will have some links to related items on Amazon that I have curated for you. Let's go on to the next space. So this one, let's see, I chose this one because it shows that, in a suburban space, you can use your windowsill actually as a very nice part of making an altar. I love that, so putting art on the windowsill. I also love that it's used as a meditation and yoga space. You can see the yoga blocks there. And the interesting idea, I think that the cushions, if you get flat enough cushions, you could literally put a tray on top and then make that your altar. So there's something that I found fascinating about just the way the pillows were stacked as well. And this is set on tatami mats, which is a Japanese flooring system. What's wonderful about it is it's just natural. It has a really nice feel underfoot. I will definitely put some links to Amazon, and you basically just set them up in a grid and they can really make a very nice serene feeling. I believe it's like a natural grass, and then traditionally it's edged with black cloth around it, and just the very sort of Japanese aesthetic, very serene. There's also a beautiful folding screen there, and I like that because again, you can screen off your space if you don't want prying eyes or visitors necessarily seeing your altar or your meditation space. This next one I think would be wonderful if you have a basement room. It feels a little basementy to me, but what's nice about that is you get a lot of space. So there's some beautiful things about this room, some things I really like. That wall hanging on the left, there are so many on Amazon. I myself have a beautiful gold and white mandala shaped wall hanging. It's huge. It's like 7 foot by 7 foot. So if you have a finished basement and you want to create a space, I love that idea of just covering one wall with a simple fabric, in whatever color scheme you love, and then here a natural rug. Another thing that's really nice about the space is those little folding tables. I love how they've set a light within that. I think that's a really nice effect, especially if you go ahead and lower your lights when you're meditating. Just that glow coming through the table there is just quite beautiful, and you could easily mimic something like that. So again, I'll put links to similar. And then the wall hanging, just very colorful, very a little more bohemian. And you can see it's used as a yoga space and an exercise space as well. So I just think it's a really nice idea for a basement space especially. And then you can work with the overhead lights when you want it super bright and clear. And then when you're doing something more introspective, you can lower the lights. So I think this just gives you some really nice ideas there. This next one is for the hardcore meditator. Much love and happy meditating. Stay blissed, stay blessed. I also have a video that gives you overall the different items you'd want to have in a meditation space. And I'll have that pop up here and also in the links below. And so it's completely different, but it supports you in knowing how to set up your meditation space. So check that out as well.